Good morning, Patriots. Welcome back to this American Sunrise live from West Palm Beach, Florida. Ed Henry, Karyn, Turk. Good morning.
Good morning.
Everything's great this morning. Very nice day, even though it's going to rain later. Sunny side up is coming up in just a few moments. Some fun stuff to get to there.
A lot of Florida news.
Some Florida news as well, including in Orlando, where Disney World is. They've been under fire, and they were pushing back against Ron DeSantis, the Republican governor, recently, and tried to have sort of protests against DeSantis. And local news in Orlando showed some of the video, and there was at one of the protests in favor of Disney a couple weeks back. They had one person who showed up and said, "Hey, we saw one guy over there." Well, this past weekend, you're not going to see this in the mainstream media, but there were many more people showing up to protest Disney itself. And one of those folks who helped lead it was Dion Cheney. He's been on the program before. He runs TrumpSwag.com, and he joins us again this morning on This American Sunrise. Dion, good morning.
Morning, Ed. Morning, Karyn.
So we've had a lot of fun with Disney because of some of their failures recently, but also because when they tried to lash out against Ron DeSantis, the governor, they couldn't get anybody to turn out. And what was it like on the ground in Orlando with people standing up and speaking up? Go ahead.
Sorry, there was about 300-400 people that actually showed up. It was actually put together by Jonathan Riches, a good friend of mine. Of course, I supplied all the flags, but it was a really good turnout. And what we're trying to do is try to stay on point this time for Disney and what's going on there, because it's more than just about the actions, what they do in the media. There's some other things that we're trying to accomplish, and one of those, of course, is trying to get Ron DeSantis to shut down Disney's autonomy, because right now they kind of run like the Vatican. You know, they're their own independent country inside of the state of Florida.
And this has been going on for a long time. They were actually granted this as a tax credit situation to actually create their own government inside of like their own township inside of where they are. And this has been something that's been in place for decades. Do you think the possibility of getting this overturned is really going to happen?
I think it's going to be very unlikely. Disney is a very powerful force in the state of Florida. Governor DeSantis, in my opinion, has no choice but to do it, because the original intention of the autonomy was Disney was supposed to put together a utopia of 1 million people, and it just never came into fruition. It just became into a big piggy bank for the Disney Corporation. So the Reedy Creek Improvement District, also known as Epcot, needs to sort of keep their fingers out of Governor DeSantis' cookie jar if they want Governor DeSantis to do the same. So it's almost like the way that a 501c3 operates. They just can't put their 2 cents into any government when they have their own government to run. So they should just keep their mind their own business, or DeSantis should do something immediately.
Yeah, well, the Governor DeSantis, as well as some Republican lawmakers here on the state level, to your point, have been trying, and they're proposing different bills. I see people in our live chat on Getter right now saying, pull all of Disney's perks right away. They're frustrated with everything that's been going on, referring to them, one person in the chat, as Never Neverland, because it's sort of Fantasyland for them, what Disney has been up to. And I want to show a couple of quick photos, because there was one photo here. Hey, teachers, leave our kids alone. You remember that from the famous song. There's another protester here with Mickey and MAGA.
MAGA Mickey.
MAGA Mickey, thank you.
Thank you, Governor DeSantis. Love it.
That's very interesting. And then folks very concerned about pedophilia and all of the allegations that have been out there, changing it from Walt Disney World to Pedo World. You were there on the ground. People are fed up, and they're finally speaking out. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, my thoughts are that I've actually been on the ground at Disney for 4 years. There was no coincidence that my very first Operation Flag Drop, where I dropped these gigantic Trump flags all over the country, started at Walt Disney World for a reason. Because I knew back then that they were such a woke organization that if I dropped a Trump flag inside of their political realm, or what they think is their political realm, that I knew that would go viral. So I did it at Disneyland. I did it at Disney World twice. I got banned for life twice. I did it at Disneyland. I did it at Frozen on Broadway. I did it at Disney's Aladdin. I'm also banned from ABC Studios because they got me going into an episode of The View. So I got banned from there too. So, but there's a reason why I do it. Disney is a woke corporation, and they, like I said, they meddle in what they shouldn't be meddling in. And if they want to play on the same level as Governor DeSantis, they need to give up their autonomy immediately, or just, another thing to do is just to keep their mouth shut.
And you held up that flag on a pretty iconic ride, Splash Mountain, which has now been completely transformed into a woke situation, saying that that was something that was in some way offensive, which is hard to believe. It's no surprise that 300 or 400 people showed up there at the gates of Disney, because moms and dads are really fired up over this. I mean, and this is a bipartisan situation. I don't think there are very many parents that are standing behind this organization. Could this be the death of Disney when even the New York Times is saying that they're in fantasy land?
Absolutely not. Well, what's going to happen is Disney is actually catering to a different class of people right now, and that's the tourist industry. Right now, the Asian markets, the Arab markets, they're making a lot of money right now, and they have a lot of ways that they want to spend it. One of them is to go to Disney World, and because they have Disney now in China, Japan, Tokyo. The next step for everybody would be, hey, I want to go to Disneyland in Orlando. And no, Disney's never going to be shut down. We're just going to have to deal with, their politics. But yeah, the Splash Mountain thing is horrible. And even when you go onto Disney Plus, they give you warnings about every show. We don't believe in this. Walt Disney, I'll tell you right now, if Walt Disney were alive, he would light a match and burn it all down.
Very strong words. Interesting. You're also banned, by the way, from Major League Baseball. Got less than 30 seconds. Might you be dropping some flags despite their facial recognition technology in which they try to keep you out of every ballpark? You're going to be dropping some flags this summer around Major League Baseball?
Oh, absolutely. They used to, when somebody tries to ban me, it only emboldens me. So yeah, I already did it this weekend. I just did a little taste test over at the NBC studios. It's on my Twitter page. I dropped the build the wall, or I'm sorry, rebuild the wall, or I forget what it, yeah, there's finish the wall. This flag right here, I dropped that one at the NBC studios outside in Rockefeller Center. So I plan on bringing that flag to almost every stadium this season. I may or may not be in the stadium. I guess it's going to be just a case of cat and mouse, see if they can catch me.
Cat and mouse.
Cat and mouse.
Very nice, very effective. Dion Cheney, so cool. He's got to wear the sunglasses inside. He's got a future so bright. He's got to wear the sunglasses,
Shades.
right?
The shades.
Right? Is that what I was trying to find the right?
Future so bright, you got to wear shades.
And by the way, taking on Major League Baseball, taking on Disney, and working that little video screen behind you during the interview. You're a man of many talents. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. We also have some more. We have some more rallies coming up at Disney World this in May. So just keep your eyes open.
In May. All right. Check out TrumpSwag.com. Dion, we appreciate that. We'll be back to you, I'm sure, in the days ahead.
Finish the wall flag.
Provocateur. You can see why he gets in their face.
Love it.
All right.